Somebody playing music. Can y'all hear that? It's a different energy over here. I like that. It's a different energy over here. Okay. How I sound though? How I sound? Y'all can hear me? Can you hear me out there? Oh, okay, hold on real quick. Somebody dropping off some barbecue. Good looking. Yeah. Hey, we move sets. It's like you popped on the show when it's a new season. A new season. No, it's just a new episode. Not the same season. Okay. How do I sound? Can y'all hear a lot of y'all let me know how the cars sound. Now. Oh, it do feel different to be over here. It feel nice. Okay. We gonna have to keep it moving because of the Gestapo police. We on the move all around say their name square. We on the move. Okay, now I'm supposed to be reading this. I don't know if anybody just seen, but I went on a long tangent on my personal Facebook page. Y'all can hear me? I went on a long tangent on my personal Facebook page. I feel like I'm not loud enough. Let me know how I sound if I'm loud enough. I went on a tangent and sort of was just talking about my emotions and my thoughts and things after reading these books. And I forget until I start getting in the midst of reading it, the emotions that really do come out of these things. You know, I've told people before because of the mixture of, man, my mouth dry. Oh, shoot. Oh, I got to move this. Yeah, I'm getting too comfortable. All right. But because of the mixture of my involvement with the movement, with me being a black man, and then with reading some of these books and having a black son and being raised by a black mother, it's just been having a 82-year-old black grandfather that, you know, I can't even imagine the things that he's lived through, you know, and I can't even imagine what it means that, you know, I hope my son lives a full life, and I can't imagine what it'll mean to him to be 82. You know, I think about my mother and the things that, you know, being a black woman in the time in which she had to be a black woman and a single black mother trying to raise a black son. I think about those. I think about all of those things as I'm reading through these books and seeing how decisively and how purposefully and strategically and diabolically pieces have been moved around the board to make sure people that look like my mother, people that look like me, people that look like my son, people that look like my grandfather are in a place in a permanent caste system and in a permanent position of exploitation and a permanent position of oppression. And then in the midst of those things, they also dehumanize and stigmatize these people. And then when these people who are left with no options, who are left with no legal means or legal resources, resort to resources that are deemed illegal, they get criminalized, you know. And that's the process, you know, in my opinion. That's one of the processes that leads to this is first the stigmatizing of people, the stigmatizing of people of color, then the dehumanizing of people of color, and then that leaves open for the criminalizing of people of color. And once you've done that trifecta, in whichever order that you do it, you position yourself in which the society no longer cares about what happens to those people. Man, I should eat this food right on this live, but I don't want to be on that. I listen to podcasts, and I don't be always like it when they be eating and drinking. Do that, I'll be like, man, you can't just pause it to do that. All right, so we are on the end of policing. Okay, let me say this too, before I get back into the book. And if you're watching this, make sure you let me know if I'm still sounding good. And as cars coming by, let me know how cars sound. At first, we moved down there for audio, a little bit further down for audio purposes, and also because we didn't have a platform to sit some of the equipment on. We now have a platform, and we have used the audio, and so since we have used the audio, and we see that the audio is pretty good with capturing what is directly in front of it, and not so much of the outside noise. So just let us know as we're reading this how the audio sounded. Okay, I want to look at this comment. I need to have another phone out. Ari was doing that. Ari had 2 phones out. He had a phone out that he looked at the comments on. I thought that was smart. Okay, you can barely hear the. Okay, I'm gonna move the mic. You can barely hear the cars. I thought of in the police. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what we trying to get to. That's what we trying to get to. That's what we trying to get to. Nate, that's what we trying to get to, Nate. All right, I'm not gonna eat this right at this. But if it's hot, I don't want to let it cool down too much. Let me see what it is first. Let's see what it is first. Depending on if it's ribs. Oh man, people been telling me pork not good to eat, but how can you say no to ribs? If it's ribs, I'm gonna have to like eat off to the side while I'm. Oh, it's beans. What's up? Hey, what up? How y'all doing? I love you too. Be safe. I hope be safe. Man, I appreciate that. I love you too. It's good seeing you. Yeah, we buying books and we buying a bunch of stuff. So yeah, anything you got out. Damn, here I go. I'm getting up. Be safe. Oh my goodness, be safe out here. I see you taking a picture. I see you. I love you too. Be safe. You be safe. I will. Bye. Tell JoJo I said what's up. Oh, damn, that was my sister. Damn. Oh, damn. Okay. And being right here gonna be nuts. I gotta do it. We gotta do it. Okay. Oh, it is rib. Oh, no, the ribs is touched. No, I should have told him not to give me no, what is this? What is it? Oh, no, what is it? This is not what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Oh. I don't know. What is this? What is this? Somebody tell me what this is. What is that? What's that right there? I don't like that. What's that? Oh, damn. No, it's right on the rib, too. It's that coleslaw or something. Oh, it's beans. I don't got no spoons. All right, this is not what I'm supposed to be doing right now. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. The end of policing. I was real turned up in the last video, so I'm just trying to come down off of that. I'm gonna deal with that. I'm gonna deal with the plate later. I'm gonna do my job now. I'm gonna do the work now. Okay. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. Where is we at? Oh, we hadn't started yet. It's legal, so I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I had just smoked just a little bit ago, and I'm all over the place. I'm sorry. Okay. So y'all gonna get a lot of my side thoughts of this, what I'm reading. Okay, we're gonna start at this top paragraph here. And let me know how it's sounding. From the moment an investigation into a police shooting begins, there are structural barriers to indictment and prosecution. When there is reason to believe that the shooting might not be justified, prosecutors tend to take a greater role. However, they must rely on the cooperation of the police to gather necessary evidence, including witness statements. Police officers at the scene are sometimes the only witnesses to the event. The close working relationship between police and prosecutors, normally in asset and homicide investigations, becomes a fundamental conflict of interest in all but the most straightforward cases. As a result, prosecutors are often reluctant to pursue such cases aggressively. Furthermore, because DAs are usually elected, they are often reluctant to be seen as inhibiting the police, since the public sees district attorneys as defenders of law and order. Even in periods of heightened concern about police misconduct, most citizens retain a strong bias in favor of police. We can see the effects of this in the case of Darren Wilson, the officer who shot Michael Brown in Ferguson. Prosecutors spent months collecting and presenting evidence. While this made them appear thorough, it also created a public cooling off period, allowing the possibility that demands for prosecution would die down. Also, the St. Louis County DA decided to use a radically different approach in this case. Usually, prosecutors make a short presentation of the evidence to the grand jury in which they call for specific charges to be considered. Given the low threshold of probable cause and the one-sided nature of the proceedings, successful indictments are the norm. In this case, the DA decided to provide the grand jury with a wide variety of conflicting evidence and little framework to evaluate it, and allowed them to decide, without any prompting, whether an indictment was justified and for what offense. This allowed the DA to absolve himself from any responsibilities for the outcome and served to confuse and undermine the confidence of the grand jury, gambling that it would be likely to err on the side of caution and hold back on an indictment. Normally, this body is given clear guidance and only overrules prosecutors in extreme cases. Okay, so let's think. I want to talk about what that is. Now, that speaks directly to what happened in Louisville with Breonna Taylor. We want to be connecting these things to issues in Rockford, but we also want to be connecting these things that were written in 2017 and that he based information before 2017 to write this book. We want to also be anchoring our information of present to the past. I think that it's important for us to have multiple intersectionality, places of intersectionality. And I think time is a place of intersectionality. So if something happened in the 1970s and it happened in the 1990s and then it's happening now in the 2020s, I think it's important for us to identify those things and find ways for us to absolve ourselves of those issues. So that's a point of intersectionality. It's a little bit different from what the normal way that it's used is in organizing circles, but I think that's a generational intersectionality. If my grandfather dealt with the issue and my father dealt with the issue and now I'm dealing with the issue, there's power in us uniting and finding ways for us to deal with these issues. And then so then I say that to say, I also think that we have to anchor what is going on locally with things that are going on nationally, and then link things that are going on nationally with things that are going on globally. And I think we need to be able to cross-reference those things. And then we also need to, too, and as we go through and read some of this information that may seem arbitrary to certain people, I think one of the things that we're trying to do is to, I guess in a sense, dilute it or not even I don't want to say diluted. That's the wrong word. In a sense, what we're trying to do is translate it to layman's terms for people. And so when we go through and all those paragraphs that I just read, I don't want somebody to just hear that and it just be general information. I want them to sort of understand what that is pertaining to if they don't. And that what they just spoke to is pertaining to exactly what happened in Louisville with Breonna Taylor. The DA there did not go above and beyond to try to make sure that charges were brought up against the officer who killed Breonna Taylor, and that was not done coincidentally. That was done purposefully. It's a saying that you can indict a ham sandwich if they wanted to. Anybody can be indicted if that is what the power structure determines they want to happen. I've been indicted for walking. I know people who have been indicted for walking on a crosswalk. Okay, that's the way charges get brought up. You have to be indicted by a grand jury, and so you think they couldn't have presented a proper case to bring that officer up on charges? They could, but it was not beneficial to the power structure, and that's what he's speaking about there. Yeah, damn, this food smells so good. I set myself up. And it's supposed to be the last day that's cold or chilly like this. I guess today wasn't really that cold. That was yesterday. That was a real last cold day. My hand a little cold right now. This hand is cold. Okay. Prosecutors in extreme cases. One alternative being pursued in several states is again, we are reading The End of Policing by Alex Vitale. That was random. One alternative being pursued in several states is the creation of an independent police prosecutor's office that is more removed from local politics. The hope is that such independent prosecutions will be viewed as more legitimate regardless of the outcome. In addition, such so-called blue desks could become repositories of expertise on police prosecutions. While still tied to politics at the state level, these bureaus, because of their singular focus, might be better able to insulate themselves from accusations of overly aggressive prosecutions, as well as charges of not supporting the police, since this is their primary purpose. However, even when a prosecutor is motivated, there are huge legal hurdles. State laws authorizing police use of force, backed up by Supreme Court decisions, give police significant latitude in using deadly force. In the 1989 case, Graham versus Connor, the Supreme Court ruled that officers may use force to make a lawful arrest or if they reasonably believe the person represents a serious physical threat to the officer or others. This means that police can initiate the use of force over any resistance to arrest. Okay, so then that brings us to something that is very, again, connecting it right to Rockford. That gives you the, basically justification from the Supreme Court for all of the people who are on these, the poles of these memorials. Not all, but for a majority of the people on the poles in these memorials. There you go. There's your justification. The Supreme Court has deemed it possible that if any type of resisting to arrest, deadly force is applicable to be used. But I think what is important for us to know and what is important for us to make sure as we're reading these things and think about these things that we comprehend and understand is that the Supreme Court is made up of people who are put there. Okay, someone decides who those people are that's going to be on the Supreme Court. Judges run, people run to become judges. Okay, so some of these people that are deciding these things, it's not as if it's not as if we cannot shift the consciousness of, this is a song that's playing. Let me know, can y'all hear this song? Okay, I'm hoping that y'all can't hear the song. That means it's good at the mic working, because it's kind of loud. Hey, can y'all hear that? Okay, anyways, but so yeah, that's your justification. And so that's 1989. And so we have to do a better job of making sure the people, because someone appoints these people on the Supreme Court, and we elect the people that appoint them. So we have to get the right knowledge and information and education, so that way we are putting the right people in these offices. So that way, when they start appointing people to be on the Supreme Court, which I'm 100%, almost 100% sure that's how that works. If I'm wrong about that, please correct me. You said a little bit. You can hear it. Okay. Somebody gonna come out here really banging that music. Y'all gonna really be able to hear it. We need a mute button on the mic. This means that police can initiate the use of force over any resistance to arrest. In Missouri and many other places, any perceived effort to take an officer's gun justifies the use of deadly force. The court also said that the totality of circumstances must be judged with an understanding of the split-second nature of police decision-making. Therefore, considerations like the size and previous actions of the alleged perpetrator, as well as the training and guidance of the officer, are factors a jury may consider. In some cases, state laws don't even reflect the new federal standards. Recent police prosecutions in Missouri and South Carolina were clouded by state laws that allow police to shoot fleeing suspects. Another challenge that won't be fixed by independent prosecutors is the mindset of juries. Popular culture and political discourse are suffused with commentaries about the central importance of police in maintaining the basic structural integrity of society, as well as the dangerous nature of their work, as misguided as both may be. The legal standard for judging police intensifies this tendency to identify with them. Finally, despite the post-racial society rhetoric, racism and bias remain omnipresent in American society, nowhere more than in the realm of criminal justice. There is abundant evidence that jury bias exacerbates racial disparities in criminal justice outcomes, including false convictions, application of the death penalty, and drug convictions. Recent research shows that the closer whites live to blacks, the more positive their views of the police are, which did not agree. Recent research shows. You know what? I'm going. See, I ain't been Googling words. I'm gonna Google how to pronounce that word. Where the phone at? Oh, I ain't got the phone. Oh, this food smells so good. I gotta take a commercial break. We don't got the speaker. If we had the speaker, I'll play a speech right now, y'all, so I could bang this food. Oh, it smells so good. I was gonna take one bite. I'm sorry. Oh, it's barbecue. Okay. I'm coming back. I'm coming right back. Oh, I ain't even no paper towel. Oh, I ain't playing that. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. I ain't think that through. Okay. Oh, man. I really don't want to end it. Okay. We good. We good. Oh, no. It is my... Oh, it is. Oh, okay. I got to end it. It is good. Man, my homie dropped it off. I got to... No, I'm good. I'm good. Okay, I'm good. We good. Let's go. Let's keep going. Oh, okay. All right, I got to end it.